Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew. Welcome back to our OTP book talk. Took last week off, spent some time with family, but I will be catching up. I'll probably end up doing an extra week in January to make up for the week that I missed. Um, but we're back, and I'm happy to be back because I have two fantastic books that I want to talk about. Um, Last time we were here, we talked about Danielle Harrington's the Hollis Timewire series, books one and two. Well, I got good news on that front. I finished book three, and that's gonna be one of the books that we're talking about, the pure ones, which is wow, absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to get into detail with this one. Another book that we're going to be going over today is going to be OTP's own Alec Pangia and his Children of Ark. Um, this is something that I beta read for. I was very excited to be beta read for. I was really awesome to see the final product of the book, and secretly I was reading this while I was reading everything else um, to catch up with any of the changes that Alec made, and I was pleasantly surprised with how the book turned out, and I can't wait to talk about that as well. But yeah, I'm super excited to be back here and talking about books and all things that I love to read. And it's been really cool to see a lot of people sharing what they've been reading and what they've been rating lately. I've seen people that haven't been posting ratings before and now posting it on their story, which I think is really cool. If I inspired you for that, that's awesome. That's exactly what I was hoping to do. And I'm really having a good time with this. So let's get into it, shall we? The first book we were going to review here is going to be the Pure Ones, which is book three in the Hollis Timewire series. We are pretty much leaving off where we left off last week, or last time, um, talking about book three. So books one and two, absolutely fantastically written. And of course, book three, the Pure Ones, was just as amazing, if not more so. Very, very, very well written. Um, so let's start with the cover, right? So this is The Pure Ones by Danielle Harrington. This is book three of the Hollis Timewire series. And we are sort of getting to the point where we are wrapping up the story. We have one book left after this one, and I'm going to be beta reading for that, or I'm sorry, advanced reader copying for that come January. So it was very important for me to finish the series on time. And the cool thing about the pure ones is it picks off again where book two leaves off. I think it's fantastic how the author sort of consistently keeps you energized, leaves off with a nice cliffhanger, which then gets resolved, and then a new problem is presented to the reader. Now, the cover for the pure ones, this is probably my new favorite cover out of the three. Um, you got Hollis again, front and center, and you can see she's using her power in what seems to be the Area 19 testing center, which is exactly what this story focuses on. Something big happens after book two, and now it's her turn to turn the tables on the government and to try to bring a change to the diseased ones in their predicament. She wants to essentially rewrite the history that has wronged her and her people. So definitely a fantastic cover. I like the color scheme. I like how it's sort of dark, but at the same time you get like blue, and Hollis is sort of front and center. She's wearing black, to show how difficult life has been, but she's sort of that ray of shining hope. You got the light right behind her, which I thought was a very nice touch because she is the light that is going to change what is happening in the story. So the pure ones, such a fantastic story. I think it's probably the best out of the three. It just seems like the series is getting better and better, that the author is getting better and better, and it's been such a privilege to read all three books in a row. But the pure ones is just so fantastically written. The characters that are shown in this book are so fantastically written. They make sense. They everything they do makes sense to the reader. It doesn't seem like there's a wasted space. There's good punctuation, good grammar, um, a good story, and it's just continuing and continuing and continuing. And it seems like book 4 is going to be end of the series, which is going to be sad for me because I'm really enjoying the series. But all things must come to an end eventually. And book 4 coming along, I will be reviewing it on this channel. But it's just a fantastic book. I can't gloat enough about how much I like Danielle Harrington and her writing style. I think that she is definitely an inspiration to me on how to properly plan out a series and to be able to engage readers with compelling characters that leave a mark with you afterwards. This is a book that I just honestly couldn't put down. I constantly had to um, get back to reading it. I, would spend a lot of time at work. Instead of writing, I was reading during lunch. And of course, I was staying up super late at night just trying to read a few more extra pages because I just didn't want to put the book down. So that is The Pure Ones by Danielle Harrington. Fantastic book. If you're looking for a fantastic dystopian series, you definitely want to pick this one up. The book 3 was by far the best in the series so far, and I cannot wait to book 4. So with that said, the next book that we're going to be talking about is going to be One True Promotion's own Alec Pangia, and his brand new series, the Children of Ark, which is going to be a part of the Calipar series. And I wanted to call attention to the cover first, as we always do. This cover was actually done by an associate of ours at One True Promotion named Cameron Coates. Fantastic artist. They worked really hard to pour everything into the cover and make it exactly what Alec wanted it. And there's a lot going on with this cover. I mean, we know about Richard Renovon, and he is heroes of heroes, right? He's the everyday man on a hero's journey. But the interesting thing I like about this is that when you look at Richard, not only can you not make out like who he is, like it's really hard to distinguish clear characteristics aside from the hair or the sword, but it could go two ways, right? He either A looks like a human that is kind of downturned into a demon, or is becoming a demon. Or another way to kind of look at this, in my opinion, is that the reason why Richard isn't as defined on the cover is because he's supposed to represent the everyday man, meaning that Richard could be any one of us. It could be me, it could be you. We could put ourselves into that cover. So for him to be looking down and for us to not get a proper like face on him, it represents not only the demons that he faces, but it also represents the fact that he is that everyday man. He could be anybody. And then, of course, he's holding the Calipar, which is that mystical blade that is able to help him fight demons. And there's smoke coming from it or energy coming from it. And you know that this blade is the real deal. It's so clearly defined in the center here. And that power is just emanating from it. And then in the distance, you got like a little sun creeping up, which is representative of the setting in Arizona. And it's just such a fantastic cover. I like the white lettering. This is volume 1 of the series. So I think the artist understood, Cameron understood, that you really need to capture the attention of the authors. And I feel like that's why there's so much psychological elements that go into this, because you just have you have to catch the attention of the reader, and you want to make them turn that book over. And there's just so much with this cover that is so fantastic that makes you want to like look at it and be like, okay, well, what's this about? And that's the cover. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I like it. I think that I think that this is a type of series that people can really get behind. And I think the fact that the artist is so well in tune with what Alec was thinking for the everyday character, I think that the two of them together could really put on this fantastic series and create an artistic representation of it that will take you through the journey, just like Richard is. So, the Calapor's Children of Ark, it takes place in a um, semi. It's pretty much a post-apocalyptic dystopian book, and it follows Richard, who is um, he's in this place in Arizona, and he essentially has no memory of what happened to him prior. He just remembers one day waking up in the town of Ark in Arizona, and he's just trying to piece together like where he's been and what he's doing, and he's trying to blend into society, but society is um, cruel, and especially in Ark. In order for you to live in Ark, you have to work and you have to be useful to the community, because if you're not useful for the community, then um, the government there will toss you out into the wilds, and you're sort of there to fend on your own. So Richard really quickly needs to get involved into the to society and to make himself useful. So he starts as a construction worker, and um, the really cool thing about that is um, it's really playing on the everyday man. He's just somebody who's desperately trying to go to work, stay in the community, not get kicked out, and you see him spending like the little bit of savings he has on the food that goes on his plate every day, and you see how people treat him in society, and he's more or less like an enigma, and little do the people know that this enigma eventually is going to be the person that is going to save them, um, which I think is very fantastic. And the cool thing about this story is the characters are so unique. One of the things that I really appreciate with dystopian stories is when we dig deep into what the universe is. And what I mean by that is when you have a universe as an author, um, it's really easy to sort of copy the universe that we're already in and the sayings that we have already in here, and just sort of project them onto the book. So a lot of these dystopian worlds that I read about in other books, for those authors that don't pay as much attention to detail, they sort of replicate our own society and just change a few things that make it more dystopian, like in terms of like laws or intrinsic values. But here in the Children of Ark, the really cool shout outs is that these people have their own slang. They're not eating the same things as you and me, because we're living in a world where processed food isn't exactly what as easy to come by. So a lot of people in Ark are vegetarians, and they have to eat what they can grow. And there's a there's only a certain amount of food that you can get. The meat that is available is very limited too. So it's it's one of those things where you look at this world and be like, well, that makes sense. We're living in a post-apocalyptic world. It's really hard to get a hold of food. So certain foods are going to take precedence over the others. And another cool thing that I really liked about the book, in terms of like the environment, was the slang that the people used. Like they had their own phrases for things, like to the trail with you, meaning kind of like "f you," right? Like get out of here. But no, like to the trail with you. You mean like if you're not useful, then we'll toss you out in the trail, and you know you won't be in the community any longer. So I think those little bit of touches really is what shines in Alec's writing, because it what's distinguishes him from what other authors tend to not do. And it's just so cool to sort of see him come into his own as an author. I really enjoyed Barker's Rules when he first put it out, and it'll forever be a favorite series of mine. But the Calipar has been something that I've watched him work on for years. Like you're talking about over a decade at this point, when it finally came into fruition. So to see him sort of come up with this final copy, and to see what he sent me in the beta reads, and how he's adapted it after the betas, and sort of like finely tuned and perfected it to where we have now. So of course the Calipar is here, and the demons strike, and a hero is born, and the series is just taking off. And we could join his struggle to fight these demons and um, to make something in society. And it's only book one out of many, and I can't wait to see where this series goes. So if you haven't picked up The Children of Ark by Alec Pangia, I definitely recommend that you check it out. I gave this book 5 stars. I forgot to give the stars to the Pure Ones as well. I also gave Pure Ones 5 stars. So I gave them both 5 stars. And again, here's Pure Ones again, 5 stars. Fantastic book. Read it. This is book 3 of soon to be 4. You can get all 3 on Amazon now. And then, of course, you got Children of Ark. This is book 1 of the Calipar series. Book 2 is currently in the works, as well as more Meridian Trilogy content. Just super excited for. So definitely head over to Danielle Harrington's page and give her some love. Pick up her first 3 books, rate them, review them. Let me know what you think about them. They're definitely worth your time if you pick them up. Same thing with Alec Pangia. Pick up his book, review it. Let me know what you think about it. I thought that they were fantastic reads. I think that they're must reads, in my opinion. And I was super, super excited to be able to share that with you. So thanks again for another episode of the Book Review Club. Of course, we reviewed Danielle Harrington's The Pure Ones, which is right here. Again, you could follow her on social media. You can also go to Amazon and type in Danielle Harrington or the Hollis Timewire series. You can get access to her first 3 books. Or you can go over to Alec Pangia's profile here at One True Promotion. You could pick up a copy of The Children of Ark, and you could start into this series as well. Give him a look, give him some love, and give both of these authors their flowers. Give them their just due. Give them a chance, and I guarantee you guys won't be disappointed. Have a great night, everybody.